make your job easy.
The hoodoo is finally broken as West Coast prevail against the Pies by 35 points at the MCG for the first time since 1995. That's back when Braveheart was winning Best Picture at the Academy Awards. Probably a fitting storyline, Betty, as the boys move in an equal top of the ladder at the completion of round 17. Welcome to another episode of Eagle Review. Ben Roberts,
Hi.
Great to have you here. Let's address the elephant in the room. That's not you. I know you've had a big off-season. Moving on, it's of course Nick Naitanui.
Yep.
Because you were there at the game, flat scenes in the change room. It's your best home and away win of the season. Yet, just like the Hawthorn game 2 years ago, there's a bigger storyline at play.
Yeah, really, well, fingers crossed, first of all, for Nick. And it was, you just hate seeing guys go down with injury, no matter how bad the severity. And we don't know yet. It doesn't look great, as Simo said after the game. And in the rooms, it was quite solemn. Despite having such a good victory, there was a little asterisk. And, you know, to Nick's credit, he was really buoyant after the game and was one of the guys putting on a brave face, and others were obviously shattered for him. So hopefully we can get some good news, but we'll wait and see. But it doesn't look great at this stage. But a good opportunity, no matter what happens, for Scott Lycett and potentially Nathan Vardy to step up in Nick's absence, however long that is.
Yeah, Vardy one of the best on the weekend for the Royals. And how is it? The boys have come out and smashed them in clearances and scoring shots when the big fella went down. So they certainly held their resolve and did quite well. Collingwood certainly shot out of the gate, though. Worrying signs early. Three goals to nothing, didn't they, Just? It was 35 more disposals in the opening quarter, 7 more inside 50s. I guess to be 10 points down at quarter time was a good result. But
well, lucky that we kicked straight and they probably missed a few chances in that early part when they had dominance.
100%. The tackling pressure from both sides was most impressive. Collingwood came to the party, nailing Nick Nat and Yowie in those 2 tackles. It just showed they were on from the get-go. But ultimately, Betty, it was a game of 2 halves, as I guess Nathan Buckley described it as.
Yeah, particularly after half-time. I thought I really liked the way that the Eagles used the ball and used the space at the G and were prepared to switch it around and go back again and use their foot skills. I think uncontested marks were through the roof, and we took way more marks, and we had effective kicks, 159 to 125. We had better pressure. I think pressure was key as well.
Didn't the cavalry just arrive at the right time for the West Coast Eagles? Darling, Kennedy, Lacroix, all returning. 87 goals between the 3 of them on probably the 3 best forwards from a tally perspective. All 3 finishing in the top 5 for score involvements of the day. And also JK, 1 assist. Darling, Lecker, 2 goal assists on the day. Doing it everywhere, these boys.
I liked it, and I did like Waterman. Like, he moved up. He's really good at ranging up and down the ground. And
good link up, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. 7 marks for Waterman. That was really good. The other thing, those guys clearly bring scoring prowess, but those 3 were also top 3 in terms of pressure acts. Guess who was number 1, you reckon?
It's normally... What about Hutch?
D. Venables was number 1 for pressure acts, and a couple of those led to our goals. So he was really good. I thought he was quietish last week, it's fair to say, but I thought his second game was a really good step forward and started to get dangerous both with the footy and then as pressure, applying pressure to the Collingwood defenders up forward.
Yeah, good speed, good burst from Venables. A couple of midfielders worth talking about. Gaff, Shuey, 30 apiece. 2 genuine stars. Redden had it 30 times at 83%
playing well.
Efficiency. 7 tackles, so his work on both sides of the footy, very commendable. What a season he is having. But Hutchings' game on side bottom certainly drew the attention it should have. The Oppo tried everything to break the tag. They tried to throw him in the LED signage for a little bit. That didn't quite work because he got on top of him and took the chockies.
Yeah, I mean, he's had some big assignments of late. Like Josh Kelly last week into side bottom this week at home for the Pies. Doesn't get much bigger from the last couple of weeks' perspective. He had 15 disposals, 16 inside 50s, and kicked a goal himself. He clearly won the battle, and I think he's growing in confidence and certainly a key contributor to West Coast.
Like Jeddah's game, 13 kicks, 4 handballs, 94% efficiency with 2 goal assists. McGovern, how massive is he? 11 contested disposals, 12 marks, 7 of them intercepts. Great to have him down back.
Impenetrable, can't even say it. Yesterday, and he was really good. He's so good at reading the play. It's when you were there watching. It's so amazing to watch how he just follows the footy, follows his man, and then just knows the right time to go bang and cut across and take a mark. He's as good as it gets in that regard. What about Rioli on the MCG?
3 goals.
Some memories.
Well, so Adam Simpson said after it was great to get reward for effort because he's been one of the most unselfish players in the forward half. Even though one was Joe the Goose over the top, good to get reward for effort.
His first one was a bloody ripper. I mean, we've seen Cyril do some amazing things. He was incidentally at our team hotel before we left for the game yesterday morning. Interesting little tidbit for you. Passing on some of his magic. That was a ripper. This is the dart, the dweeb, and then the snap. Geez, he's got a good goal sense.
I like the way Masto gave him his one of his late ones as well. That slide pick up and then hand off to him was one of his best plays.
Through the split the water. No, it was terrific stuff, and a key goal too. Key goal.
Liked it. One of my plays of the day, though. We're going to go one each. What about this one? Started in the back half. Shannon Hearn's bump to eliminate his opponent. Then Gov, the dispossessing tackle. That was brilliant. Led to Jamie Cripps on the wing. 2v1. Yep. Showed his skill and his pace. Darting back inside, and that just opened up the ground for an easy goal at the top end.
Yeah, another key goal toward half-time. What about Willie going back with the flight? See, this is what we're talking about. Does things on the field with the footy and kicks goals.
That was gutsy.
The tackling, running back, you don't see it too often from little small forwards, like throwing their weight in. That's what's so good about Willie. Loves doing that sort of stuff. And then Gov, what about Gov getting winded but then just getting up, He-Man style?
What a man!
Yeah, just pushing on, handballing it off and setting up another one. So he's tough as they get.
Is this comfortably the best mark Liam Duggan has taken in his career?
It is for sure, and certainly a good one. But what about his spoiling yesterday was something good. This is the classic tomahawk spoils from Duggo. Loved it.
Been on fire. Time for Kennards Hire. Roast of the round. Whew, the list is growing. So many mares out there. Let's get to them. Marston trying to tackle Grundy. I don't think so. Can relate. Played on a wing many times. There's just some people you just can't physically bring down. Tom Phillips, different story, but Grundy, no chance.
Varco, the best and worst. Look at this for a pickup.
Loved that pickup.
Did he mean that?
I don't think so, but you'll take it.
But you got to take that one, and then the pass to Shuey, ripper.
That's a snotter.
Yeah, that was bad.
Too bad. What about Pies here? Varco snap, Hoskin Elliott, drop chest mark. Let's say that's from the goal square, because it probably is. DeGoey has one bounce off his chin. Jeremy Howe, no pressure. From the standstill, into the members. It's no good.
Waterman, good to see him back, as we said, a good link man. Also providing Greenwood the stepladder to take a hanger, so he's on a poster. Congratulations. And what about the little fist pump from Bungo?
Nothing better when you get the hand, the like high five and fist pump confusion. Yeah. That's just brilliant TV.
Stayed strong, boom.
Correct. Around the grounds now. What about the Brisbane Lions all just facing up for a bit of a Maya catalogue shoot, just watching each other get changed?
Yeah, the victory.
Have a spell, Brisbane. Jacobs hitting the deck hard from this ruck ball up. That's embarrassing. Brayshaw, surely a $50,000 fine for umpire contact here with guess. Who else? Razor Ray.
Intentional for sure. There's no denying that.
That's vicious.
We'll wait for the MRO's press conference this afternoon. Don't come Monday style. Castagna, 5 behinds, lose by 2 points. So wouldn't have thought that might come up in the team review. I only caught the end of this in the Virgin Lounge on the way home yesterday.
You were lucky to only catch the end.
Worst game of all time, they reckon. Up there. It wasn't a great spectacle, apparently.
Did the Coasties a favour, though.
Thank you, Freo, for that. 10 points in a row from both teams without kicking a goal. It's no good.
Nah, it's great viewing. 100%.
A little bit wet, maybe a little bit, but lift.
Understandable. What about GWS and Dylan Shield not knowing the situation of the game? It's a goal the difference. All you need to do is score one behind and you're all set. He kicks this one out of bounds, so shocker there. Even Tim Taranto, less games, less experience. He knew just to get it through. But when Dylan Shield puts it out of bounds, the commentators have decided to talk some rubbish as well.
Big result. That is a great result. I wonder whether Dylan Shield did that on purpose. I reckon he did.
How is it great play? You Muppets! Just 1 point and you've got a guaranteed win. Know the situation and stop calling rubbish.
Okay, so here's the winner. And it was a very intense game going on at Etihad yesterday. North Melbourne, Sydney, a huge game, and North in front for a lot of the day. Sydney just got up at the end. What about this Roos supporter? Now, you know you're having a shocker if your young child has to be the one that's consoling you and telling you, just relax, it's just a game of football.
Well, the commentators picked up on it too.
North fans not happy. And look at the young fella saying to Dad, hey, Dad, I want you to settle down.
Very smart by the young fella. They're very mature.
He knows exactly what's going on. He said, Dad, it's time to behave here.
Okay, it's the first time I've seen that before, and you, sir, are the roastee because of it.